Hey, Nickie Brown here. No matter where you are and what part of the world you are in, I hope that you are having a good day. So, I wanted to come on here and talk about affirmations. And one of the reasons why affirmations are important is because they help to change your mindset about yourself, right? And your circumstances. And one of the most powerful mantras is three simple words. And they may even seem silly at first. You may feel funny reciting affirmations. You may think they don't work. You may, you know, find it to be pointless or silly or whatever it is. But once you actually start doing the work and you start to see the changes, then you don't necessarily think it's so silly or useless anymore. So back in 2015, if I'm not mistaken, 15 or 16, I think 15, um, I met a sister and we were vending together. She was selling her products and I was selling mine. And she gave me this website. So I went on the website and she said, start with the self-love affirmations. So that's what I did. And the first affirmation is, again, three simple words. I love you. And you're supposed to start, and I've said this before in a video, but you're supposed to basically start with your nose up against the mirror, and you're supposed to look yourself in the eyes and say, I love you, and then move back a little bit. So the very first time I did this, I started to cry. And I realized I didn't love myself as much as I thought I did. So now fast forward here 7 years later, and I understand how powerful affirmations are. Now, if you need to continue doing some healing work, there are other affirmations that you can say, like, I am enough, I am worthy, I am deserving. Because a lot of times we grow up with limiting beliefs, right? One very popular limiting belief is that money doesn't grow on trees, or that money is the root of all evil. But really and truly, it is the lack of money that is the root of all evil. And if you think about it, money's made of trees, because money's made of paper. And, paper comes from a tree. So all these things, all these limiting beliefs that we were told because there was a lack in someone else's life, instill those same fears and insecurities in us, right? And so in order to overcome those fears and insecurities, we need to reprogram the subconscious mind to know and understand that there is another way. There is a better way. You can do it different. You can teach yourself something different. You can teach an old dog new tricks, right? And when I talk about manifesting, people think I'm just stupid and crazy, or they try to compare themselves. Well, you don't have this or you don't have that, right? But you don't know what I have, and you don't know what I've manifested. You don't know what anyone has or what anyone has manifested. You can assume or you can ask, right? You can ask them what they've manifested. But just because they don't live the lifestyle that you think that they should, does not mean they have not manifested in some way, shape, form, or fashion. And people manifest money all the time. Sometimes it's in small quantities because they're still working on having that trust and understanding in the universe that these things will come. Or there are other people who are still instilling doubt and fear in the mind. And people are listening to these naysayers and doubters. Or people are doubting themselves. Because sometimes immediately as soon as we ask for something, we doubt it and we don't trust. And so that completely negates what we've just asked for. But if you set the right intention, right, things come to you. People also think it's silly to love yourself. Oh, you're not supposed to love yourself. That doesn't make sense. Because it's hard for some people to believe that they can love themselves. You know, especially like, say, for example, a mom. She thinks she's supposed to just love her children. It's supposed to be all about her children. But how can you help someone else if you don't do that for yourself? You have to take care of yourself or you won't be here to love on your children, right? And of course that can apply for men too. I just used the mother as an example because there is this tendency to overcare for everyone else and neglect the self. And then if the mom goes away, who does the family have? Because she's the one taking them to doctor's appointments or setting the doctor's appointments, making sure that everybody eats, making sure that the school, you know, they go to school and the lunches are made or whatever that looks like, right? But then, you know, making sure that everybody has clothes. But then she may look a mess. And this is not to be funny. This is a reality for some people. Hair all over the place. She going to drop the kids off with pajamas on and slippers because she can't fit anything anymore. And she's not going to buy herself anything because she just spent, you know, the resources for the family on kids' back to school clothes. Right? So she's neglecting herself. She's not even setting her own doctor's appointments or dentist appointments. She's just doing it for everyone else in the family. Right? But she needs to take care of herself too. And so self-love is most important, right? And again, it doesn't have to mean buying something for yourself. It could be something as simple as taking a bath, right? Relaxing, reading a book, maybe having 10 or 20 minutes of me time to yourself to process your own thoughts and figure out what you really want to do or what you really like to do, and not just make it about other people, someone else. Yes, they're your children and you need them, or yes, this is your husband and you need him to be, you know, to feel like he has peace when he gets home because he's the breadwinner, or whatever that looks like. But what about you? What are you doing to love on yourself? Are you doing things to even look good for your spouse? Are you showing your children a good example of what, you know, taking care of yourself looks like? Not just taking care of the home. What about you? You have to take care of yourself too. And again, self-love is a good way to do that. Going for a walk, you know, healthy ways of taking care of yourself so that you live longer and that you're mentally and emotionally in a good place, spiritually in a good place, right? Love yourself. If it means buying yourself something pretty, then, you know, do that too. But it doesn't necessarily have to mean that. It could just be the fundamentals of cutting your toenails, polishing your nails. You know, if you don't go to the salon, do your own hair. Whatever that looks like, whatever simple, even if it's just a simple style that you can do on your own. Because maybe you don't, you know, doesn't mean you have to be good at doing hair, but put your hair in a ponytail and put a headband on. Slick your hair down, slick your hair back, whatever you can do, put a flower in your hair. Go for a walk and smell some flowers. Again, even spend a few minutes with yourself. Wake up a little bit earlier and meditate. Or pray if that's what you do. Just have a few minutes to yourself. Maybe even do some yoga or other form of exercise. Or just even have some quiet time to yourself. Make yourself a cup of tea or a cup of coffee and just look out the window for 20 minutes. But show yourself some love, right? So ideally, we want to say this I love you affirmation. And we want to be completely nude. And again, you start with your nose pressed up against the mirror and you move back each time until you're looking at your full body nude and you're saying, I love myself. And not needing any outside validation from anyone else. And after, at first you may not mean it because you may not realize that you didn't love yourself as much as you thought you did. Or that, it may make you doubt or make you cry. Not I love myself when I lose 10 pounds. Not I love myself when my hair grows. Not I love myself when I get some nails done or put a wig on or get a weave. No, I love myself without conditions. So again, although this affirmation is very simple, it is very powerful. And if repeated for at least 90 days in a row, right? You'll start to see changes in your life. You'll start to see changes in your mindset. Good changes. You'll start to attract more love, more abundance. So if you're having problems in a relationship, you'll start to have a better relationship. If you're having problems at work, those problems won't seem as toxic. Because you'll be teaching yourself a different way to look at the world. And again, there are more affirmations, and I have a journal of affirmations book that you can purchase on Amazon if you'd like. That is full of affirmations. But again, just saying I love you, I am enough, I am worthy, I am deserving. These are life-changing affirmations, and you'll start to see changes. Repeat the same mantra every day, 100 times a day, for at least 90 days. You don't have to repeat them all at once. You could say, I love you 10 times before you wake up, after you brush your teeth, after you had your cup of coffee, on your way to work, at lunchtime, however you feel like you need to do it. If you say it 100 times consecutively, then great. But if you say it throughout the day, again, over a course of 90 days, you'll start to notice a change. And so this is what I offer to you. And I hope that this is helpful for you along your journey so that you can start to have a better life and to love yourself and to attract not only just love and better situations and circumstances, but eventually you'll attract money, right? Because you'll stop having those limiting beliefs, because there is no limit. Life is full of unlimited and limitless possibilities. Again, I hope that this was helpful. Love y'all. Later. Mwah.